Us working folk don't have a chance unless we organise. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on?
People's views of TAFE are somewhat blurred around the edges on various subjects, particularly one of the members for the Blue Mountains, husband, Edward Sage, wrote a very interesting letter saying that TAFE was the realm of those people studying for apprenticeships and things like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Boring.
Yes, well, he did say boring, but I think I'll cut that short because we don't want to hear everything from him today. But my point is that TAFE for me, I think I'll start from the personal point and then get into the tin tacks of why I am speaking today. TAFE for me provided an opportunity to take myself from that low socio-economic group which the former speaker spoke of, because I'm a single mother with a child that has epilepsy. That gives me 2 black marks to throw in the employment market. Not only that, I had a severely fractured right ankle, and I won't go into I've had cancer in the past. So I was trying to get back into the workforce, and I was finding that was nearly impossible. And I lost all my confidence. I come out of a relationship in which I've been severely abused, and so had my child. Yet I'm an intelligent person. In my past life, or lives, as I choose to put it, I'd been to university at 16 on a Commonwealth scholarship doing maths and science. I wasn't a stupid person, but the link to getting back into work was through more training. So I went to TAFE, and the first course I went to at TAFE, trying to get back on my feet, was a women's course. And this women's course, which is cited as one of those little social experiments, is not an experiment, it's a link. It's a link to another life for a lot of people, and it's terribly important that people get involved in it, because for some of the women attending that course, they have never had any confidence in their ability to, let alone write a paragraph, let alone go out and get a job. And that is really, really important. If you're talking about breaking the cycle of poverty, there are steps. You don't suddenly leap into a job, because that does not work for so many people. And for people like me, it was finding the right mix, because I had to find something that I could do. I tried a business course, unfortunately I got sick in the middle of it, and someone said to me at the time, one of the teachers, perhaps you should do TPC because you really should go on to university. And so I did, thinking that, well, if it works, it works. When I got to TAFE, I thought to myself, well, am I doing the right thing? Because I was being pushed in all different directions. And then I met some of the teachers. Anyone out there that tells you that any teacher in the TAFE system is not pulling their weight has obviously never visited a TAFE and watched the work. They support students who have personal problems. They support students who have huge literacy problems. We've had some children starting in TPC the same year I did, and to say that sort of like, now that everyone's going to school at the age 18 is a reason for taking away the TPC is ridiculous, because as far as I know, I'm not 18. And for women in my position and other people, they keep telling us we have to retrain. Well, how do you retrain unless you can put those building blocks in place if they're not there? And the tertiary prep course is one part of a series of courses that builds from year 10 onwards for people who have not had those opportunities. And for children who are excluded from the system because of behavioural problems or lack of attendance, TAFE provides that second opportunity and sometimes last opportunity to do something with their lives. I'm not saying every child that does tertiary preparation will go on and do university. That's an unreal view of things. But it does provide a grounding and that qualification to go on and do other things in life. Now, as for resources, the teachers at TAFE in Wentworth Falls where I attended are its resources, and they do an incredible job. I've been through a lot of different education facilities in my lifetime, over 35 years of education, and I found the teachers there in departments of maths, English, literature and all the other disciplines were unbelievably dedicated. They offered us assistance when we needed it. Their own time was often taken up with things that had to do with TAFE for which they weren't paid. And I'll tell you now that sort of without their assistance, I would not have got through that course. I did it in a year. And to say that sort of TPC is a waste of time, it's a way for people marking time. Well, 3 of the people that did TPC with me last year, one of them got 93 ATAR. She's now studying medical science down at Richmond. One of us got 95, and they're now studying literature at UWS. I got into Sydney at teaching, which required an ATAR of 90 to get into primary teaching. I had an ATAR of 94.7. And this is a mix of students. These weren't all mature age students. There was young people who, through no fault of their own, had problems in that final year. One was illness, one had a family tragedy. There's a whole reason why some people just drop out of school. If we want to progress on to becoming a nation of, I'm not saying intelligent, I'm just saying a clever nation, a nation that can handle the technological and social change which we are facing in the 21st century, then we have to put value into education. And TAFE in particular is that stepping stone for a lot of people. You cannot break a cycle of poverty if you're not willing to put the steps in place in the first place. And TAFE is a very important step in that for a lot of people, especially in regional areas. So thank you for listening tonight. Thank you.